What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and today we're going to talk about season 14, episode 4, I believe is what this is. Yes, of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all, this is gonna be a short one. Drew, girl, just get on out of there with damn, your husband is trash, and Kandi, girl, get over your damn self. Let's get into it, shall we? Y'all, I don't know why my intro is acting crazy, but we gonna figure that out. But anyway, starting out, this episode starts off with Marlo. She's at her new house and she's talking to her contractor that's going to be building her house for her, which I'm happy that Marlo is actually getting a house built. She's been in this townhouse forever and she has the boys. So now I'm glad that she's actually wherever she getting her money from, child, because she clearly don't want to tell nobody how she makes her damn money, but whatever. And my thing is, now that you got the damn peach, girl, talk about where you get your damn money from, especially if it's something that can help you on this damn show. You done did all this percolating and salivating on everybody in this damn show, trying to talk shit to get your way to the top. You gonna have a peach for one season, sis. I'm just letting you know right now. It ain't. You better ride it out because enjoy it while it lasts. Because if you don't dish out more than what you giving right now, it ain't looking good for you. But moving on, she's building the house in Decatur, Georgia. Okay. And so Kenya and Sheree arrive because she has them coming because she wants to get some advice from them because both of them have actually built homes and they both know the ins and outs and the highs and the lows of building a home, which I think it was very smart of her to do that. So they both arrive, and Marlo says she wants to learn from them on how to make sure everything goes right. So the builder, they talk about how the builder has to take 1,500 square feet off of the plan because she wants to stay within her budget, which I can appreciate her actually. She is the label whore of it all, but she's being smart about her money and she doesn't want to go overboard and get herself in the poorhouse trying to look like something that she's not with this house. Okay. So what I thought was stupid, she did mention that she has more closet space than a bedroom, which is crazy. So apparently she has 800 square feet for her damn closet and 500 square feet for which she gonna sleep and lay her damn head. Sis, ain't nobody buying that house from you. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Unless you sell into, I don't even think a designer is going to do that because that just doesn't make sense. And Kenya brought up a good point. She's like in her confessional, you have to really, and even they talked about it with the contractor. They were like, girl, you need to really be careful about how you're building this house. It ain't built yet. It's time to come to your senses. It's some time to come to your senses and change this floor plan. You got to think about resale value because nobody, if people come home, they want to be in their bedroom with solace, not in their closet with it. And yes, I understand that you have a lot of clothes, sis, but you are a person that likes to put on a bunch of labels that sometimes don't go together. So yes, Marlo is known for dressing. She can dress, but it's just like, all right, enough already. Knock it off. Build this house right, because that don't make no damn sense. But whatever, it's your house. You like it, I love it. Whatever. I wouldn't buy the damn house. But moving on, Sheree brings up, she's like, well, why are you building so far out? Like, I would have thought that you would have built your house in Buckhead because you love Buckhead and you love everything that's well to do, honey. So I can't believe that you're not building your house in the area of the well to do. And Marlo says, well, listen, I love the well to do on my labels, but I can't afford to live in Buckhead. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out into the country of Decatur, and I'm gonna build my house down here, and I'm gonna need you to mind your business. That's what I'm gonna do, okay? Because, and I appreciate her staying in her budget. So then, they talk about Kenya asked the builder, has he ever built a house like that? And she said typically our closet's bigger than rooms, and he also agrees that he has never built a house like that before because people don't do that. Okay. So anyway, moving on. Kenya says, y'all always saying I have all this. Oh, they talk about Marlo and the Buckhead thing, and Marlo saying she has all this money, blah, blah, blah. So Kenya says, well, the house is beautiful. Okay. And so Marlo tries to make a thing with Kenya, I believe, where she's like, oh yeah, you guys always want to talk about I got all this money and this, that, and the third and whatnot, but y'all always want to ask me where I'm getting my money from and that, this, that, and the third. And Kenya's like, hold on, I'm not trying to have a moment with you right now. You're building a beautiful home. I'm happy for you, and let's move the hell on. Which I'm glad that she did that, because I think that, Marlo is constantly trying to create riffs and tiffs with a lot of women on the show to keep herself relevant. And my thing is, I think that she's taking the wrong approach with most of this. I think that Marlo needs to really talk about herself. I think that she would be interesting enough, or maybe she's not interesting at all, and that's why she does that. But I think that she needs to really focus on talking about herself so that people can get to know her more of herself as an individual versus these lackluster ass riffs that she's trying to have with everybody, because that shit is just old at this point. And frankly, sis, we don't give a damn. Okay. So then they move on in the conversation. Kenya begins to talk about the New York trip. And Sheree asks Kenya if she will see Mark in New York. And she says no, because she will have the au pair with her. So she's just going to have the au pair take Brooklyn to see her dad herself. And she's just going to stay out of that. Which I don't even know why the hell Sheree is asking her if she going to go see Mark. She's trying to divorce this man wholeheartedly. She ain't trying to go rekindle nothing with him. Why do I need to see him? I'm done with him. Sign the papers, Mark. That's what she's saying. So Kenya asks, is Sheree going to have Tyrone there? Is she going to call Tyrone? And Sheree says, yeah, Tyrone is excited to meet everybody, so hopefully he can come. So, sis trying to get her storyline up in there too, because everybody wondering about this jailbird man that she has and if he's been reformed at all. So she trying to get him on the TV screen by any means necessary. So then Kenya asked Sheree how she feels about Drew coming, and how she acted in their previous interaction. And then Sheree says, you know what? I'm just pretty much done with over that situation. We'll talk about it. We talk about it, but I'm just basically paying her dust. I don't really give a damn about Drew. Is basically what I got from what Sheree was saying. So they talked about Drew always deflecting and how she's always kind of being a little extra. And don't nobody got time for that. And I'm just like, Drew, yeah, you are doing a whole lot this season. I don't even know why you doing all of that with Sheree, with your messy ass assistant. Like, y'all are just really trying to create moments. And I just feel like a lot of this stuff is just really highly contrived at this point. And it's just falling flat for me. So in the next scene, Kandi and Todd go for a walk in the neighborhood, and Kandi asks Todd what's going on. And he says, so much with not enough time and support. And Kandi says, I feel you, and laughs. Kandi does this thing where she likes to laugh where she feels like, because I think that she laughed at that moment because she feels like where Todd says he has a lot going on, but not enough support to do it. And she's feeling like laughing at that point because she's like, oh yeah, I feel the same way, because I feel like ain't nobody supporting me the way that I need to be supported. And I'm like, Kandi, like, you're like the center of attention all the time. It wouldn't hurt you to support your husband or listen to what he has going on, or listen to his gripes and what he has going on in his life. It can't be all about you 100% of the time. And I'm really getting that from her this season. And it's really quite annoying. Like, I really like Kandi. She makes boss moves. She's a good businesswoman, mogul, all these things. But you do have a husband that you have to tend to. Like, I get it. You're doing all these things, like you said, for your family, but he is your family too. And I feel like he's just kind of like a trinket for you right now. And you got to stop treating him like that. And I really am feeling like that's what she's treating Todd like. And so Todd even brings it up. He says, why do you always do that laugh after everything? And Kandi says, I feel, and he said, I feel like, it's pretty passive aggressive and like sarcastic or whatever. And then they talk about Kandi's play, and she asked Todd about getting Ralph to help promote it. Then Todd says when they go to New York, they can swing by the Jersey house. So Kandi doesn't want to go there, and she says she wants to just go to a hotel, stay in the hotel, mess that up, and just leave. She doesn't want to have to worry about taking care of the condo and all this, that, and the third when they leave. And Todd says Kandi is being selfish, and all she thinks about is herself. And what about what he wants? And then Kandi says she feels like this condo is like rewrapping a gift he gave to an ex-girlfriend, and he is regifting it to her. Which I don't think that that's the situation. I think it was just, Todd lived in this place. The woman apparently is no longer on the deed or whatever to this condo. It's their place. So turn it into a money tree like you always say you do. Rent it out. Make it an Airbnb. Like, why are you making this such a huge, big old deal? And, Todd said in the last episode, his name ain't even on y'all damn house. So you don't need to make this a big deal at all. Like, I don't see it for this situation with Kandi. Like, I really am starting to see her selfishness come out, and I really don't like to see this side of her. It's just like drama for no reason. So in the next scene, Drew and Ralph are meeting with Dr. Ken. Apparently, they've flown him in from DC to meet in person because Zooms were just, they weren't connecting with the Zooms very much. So before he comes in the house, you got all these assistants flying around the house that Drew has, and the messy assistant is still there. That's supposedly on probation, which I don't know what type of probation this is, child. It must be house arrest because he is still there working and twerking, okay? But I don't know what the hell Drew needs all these assistants for. Like, I never understood this. And no shade, but Drew, I ain't seen you on my TV outside of Real Housewives of Atlanta in many moons, sis. You're not singing a damn song. You're not in a play. You're not doing nothing. Like, why are you, what you need all these assistants for? What are they assisting you to do? Whatever. You want to waste your money, that's on you. Because, I mean, unless you just, they working pro bono, which I'm pretty sure they're not, because, the queen assistant has already said he don't work for free. That's why he done left Shay, apparently. I don't know what y'all got going on, but whatever. Anyway, moving on. Dr. Ken comes in, they sit down and they start talking. And Ralph says they talked about the dinner that they had, and Dr. Ken agrees that it was a good gesture for the dinner. And then, Ralph says Drew didn't deserve lobster that night. She deserved a Lunchable. I'm like, really? Really, Ralph? Wreck it, Ralph? Because that's what you did. You wrecked the whole dinner. Like, that was a whole deflection session. That's what that dinner was for. And the problem is Ralph thinks that because he does these whole wine and dine sessions that somebody's supposed to kiss his ass. Sir, the sun does not rise and set on your ass. If you fucking up and you doing wrong, it should be discussed, period. I don't care if we are on cloud 9, literally. If you're fucking up and you're doing something that's hurting me, and I'm constantly telling you that I'm tired of the gaslighting, I'm tired of the embarrassment, I'm tired of you being out here trying to make me look like a fool, and you flirting and jerking around in these streets, and I'm going to bring it up. Address it. Admit what you've done, and so we can try to find some solace in this whole situation. Like, I'm just so tired of Ralph and his consistent deflecting. It's just very old and tired and done. So then they bring up, they discuss how Drew brought up Dr. Ken saying Ralph was a maniac. And Dr. Ken tells them, and this is their marriage. He's like, whoa, hold on. My name don't need to come up in none of y'all issues. This is y'all marriage. This is for y'all to deal with. And basically, don't bring me up in y'all gaslighting back and forth situations. He didn't say that in so many words, but I felt like that's what he really meant. Like, discuss the real issues, not me, because I'm not the issue. The issue is y'all marriage and what y'all have going on. And it has nothing to do with me. I'm just a pawn in this whole situation to try to help y'all work it out. And I shouldn't be brought up in any capacity to prove some type of point. So he says that basically when they are in the position of having one of these moments where they're not adhering to doing anything that's going to help better them, or they're going back and forth and having these arguments and they're not respecting one another, then he says that when they do that, they have to do what the other person wants for 24 hours. And he said Ralph will probably want sex 5 times a day, and Drew will probably want him to take care of the kids, which I don't get this whole situation with these men not taking care of their kids. Like, why is that a punishment for him to have to take care of the kids all day? That should just be something that he's doing all day. And a lot of y'all on these damn reality TV shows, I need to go upstairs and thank my damn husband, because my husband does a lot for my son. He irons his clothes for the week. He makes his food when he comes home. Like, he does what a parent should do. Like, he parents our kid. Like, I don't have to do everything for my child. And this whole scenario that the woman has to do everything for the kids and it's a punishment for the man to have to take care of his kids. I just think that that's a problem. Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't think that it's like a praise. Like, my husband is a good father by all means. He's an excellent father, and I don't want to take that away from him. But I feel like he's doing what he's supposed to do. But these men are getting praised for what he does every day. Like, I don't get y'all women that allow your husbands to do that stuff. That's crazy. Like, y'all need to not be having kids with these people, honestly. Like, but anyway. And the next scene, Kandi sends Patrick and Safari with sex toys to everyone's house to invite them to this damn play that she's doing in New York. And they look absolutely nasty and stank. Like, I'm like, girl, what the fuck does this have to do with this play at all? I tell you what, Kandi gonna do whatever she can to make sure that all of her businesses are talked about. Which I appreciate her promoting Kandi, the toy line, because that actually is what she utilizes to employ a lot of people. Like, that's kind of like a network marketing business of sorts, where people sell her products or whatever for a profit. But girl, that did not have nothing to do with nothing. Like, I agree with Kenya. She's like, where is the playbill? Like, why are you sending your nephew and his girlfriend, I mean, your cousin and his girlfriend over here scantily clad to present me with some stuff? Like, what? And it's like some damn vibrating panties and shit. I'm like, girl, all right, Kandi, whatever, girl. But this was a little extra. And I'm like, what if Kenya brought Brooklyn to the door with her? Like, she don't need to see Safari with shit on her titties and your cousin with his dick damn near out on display. Child, whatever. So anyway, everybody gets on the bus to go to the next in the next scene to go to the airport together. And Kenya makes a big stink about not bringing anyone and saying Kandi should have said whether or not they could bring people. And they showed another scene where Kandi actually did, because Kenya brought up, okay, can we bring somebody? And Kandi says, yeah, sure, you can bring whoever you want. And so Kenya really has a gripe with Kandi over nothing, because she did tell you can bring somebody. You decided not to bring nobody. And here's my thing. Who the fuck are you bringing, Kenya? Who you bringing, sis? You in the middle of a divorce. Who you bringing? Okay, yourself. All right. And that's that on that. So then Kandi tells everyone that they're going to stop by Todd's place in New Jersey to help figure out what to do with it to spruce it up. And she says it kind of like with an attitude. Like, I don't get this whole situation with Kandi. But in the next scenes, so they get to New York. They arrive at the hotel. So this part was really weird to me. And I just was like, wow, y'all about to really sit up here and lie about these little stories. So Kandi and Todd say there's another suite, there's suite B, and whoever gives the best sex story, which I think this is their pitiful effort to tie in why they had the Safari and Patrick go to the house with those toys scantily clad. Okay, so they're like, whoever has the best sex story can get this other suite or whatever. So everybody, I don't even want to go into the stories that they told child, because all of the stories were so damn dumb. But Drew makes a comment about Sonya, saying, when Sonya and her husband told their story, she makes a comment saying, I wouldn't think that Drew would have sex anywhere but her bedroom. I'm like, Drew, you need to have sex a couple more places so your husband can stop having sex with everybody else. Catch that tea. Don't worry about when nobody else is having sex at, sis, because you need to shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you about where nobody is having sex at. You need to be worried about where your husband having sex at. And it seems like it's a lot of places it's not in your bed. Okay? So you worry about that. Do that. Mind your business. Okay? So everybody tells this damn story. Child, and Marlo talking about a damn giraffe licking her face at the zoo while they having, that was the dumbest. Girl, I would have loved to hear her say a giraffe chewed her wig off while she was having sex. Now that story I would have believed, but girl, bye. Okay, maybe the giraffe chewed your edges off and that's why you had to get that surgery to replace it in the front. Okay, stop it with this. That You could have did better than that. So then Kenya tells this story about a bleeding coyote child, and they don't follow the coyote, and they had sex in this house that they found after they found the coyote. She ended up getting the room because that was, I guess that was just the dumbest of the dumb stories that they just ended up giving it to her. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then they all go out. They all get on the bus to go in the next scene to go and see the condo that Todd has or whatever. And on the bus, because we're this whole scene, we're not going to stay on it too long. But what I thought was interesting was Kandi, every time the condo is brought up, she seems to have something negative to say or whatever. And so she's like, I just don't understand why we have this condo. You know, we just basically she want to get rid of the condo. And she talks about how every time Todd comes to New York, he's like acting like a drunk college student, like always hanging out, going to clubs and all this, that, and the third. And Todd brought up a good point. He's like, well, I fucking live in Atlanta with you and your family. Like my life revolves around you. So excuse me if I want to come to New York and my old stomping grounds and have a good time with my friends, with the people that I know, people that are centered around me. And I just think that that's so freaking selfish of Kandi. Like when you hanging out with your homegirls in Atlanta and you're doing everything that you've known all your life, it's okay. And he's supposed to, you know, just go ahead and just dive into your life and just be a fixture in your life and be okay with it. But when you come to New York, you can't just as much give him the respect to indulge in his life. And I just think that's messed up. Like, I think that Kandi lives only child syndrome. Her brother passed away when she was very young. So most of her life she's lived as an only child. Like everything, she's been a celebrity most of her life. And it's just like everything revolves around her. And I just don't like how she thinks that Todd is just supposed to get with the program and revolve around her. I think that's why she married him, because he didn't have that attitude. He didn't have the revolve around her attitude. But it's like she wants to pick and choose when he can turn it on and off. And I love how Todd is him. He says what he needs to say. He's not disrespectful to Kandi, but I think that he knows how to communicate with her to put her in her place and also get what he wants out of the situation. Because at the end of the day, let that man have fun with his friends. Like, you do any and everything that you want to do. Let him live his life. And I'm so glad that everybody else in that Sprinter pointed it out to her and was like, yes, you're being real irky right now. Like, shut the fuck up and let this man do what he want to do. Like, he supports you and does everything that you need him to do. Support this man and let him have this condo and do what he needs to do. And I love that even throughout this whole process with the condo, he's like, here's your, you know, I got a key for you. Like, this is our condo. It's not like he's trying to hide it from her. It's not like he's telling her she can't come to the condo. So I just don't get all this attitude and animosity towards the condo. Jessica with a K. Yes, I'm in the live. Hey, Jessica. Thank you for making it, sis. Thank you for watching. I agree. The place can be rented out for income for Todd. Absolutely. Like, you know, here's my thing. He did all of this, complied with her with this prenup and all this stuff. Girl, let this man have his condo, child. Like, because if shit goes awry, at least he got somewhere to stay. He can go back to his old stomping grounds. And that's just that on that. And that's just being real. So in the last scene, they're all at dinner. And I didn't really take a whole lot of notes on this episode, y'all, because in this episode, it was just a lot with the whole Ralph situation, him being an idiot. Like, he basically gaslights the hell out of Drew all the time. And it's just very annoying. This whole episode was filled with Kandi being selfish, thinking everything is about her, and Todd should just fall in line and do whatever she wants. And everybody pretty much telling her, get your shit together, Kandi, because you're wrong. And I'm glad they did. And then Ralph at the end, I'm glad that everybody kind of banded around Drew and let him know that he's a dumbass. Like, he's like, it's not like I, said, hey, I want an assistant with a big ass. First of all, the fact that you pointed out that she had a big butt lets us know that you were looking at her butt. And that may have been a part of the process. The reality of the situation is you don't listen to your wife. You think that she should do whatever you tell her to do, and that she should put blinders on and wear rose-colored glasses around your bullshit. And a blind man can see that you're full of shit. Everybody sees that you're full of shit, Ralph. Like, it's unbelievable that you think that we think that you're telling the truth or that anything that you say makes any sense. I just think that it's blasphemy and that you should be ashamed of yourself for even thinking that anybody is that stupid. And Drew, you so busy having all this mouth, having stuff to say back and forth, you need to just call him out on his bullshit and make a decision. Just be like, listen, this is what it is. You went to Tampa and didn't tell me where you were going. Why? And as soon as he tried to give you this mumbo jumbo about blah, 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 no. I answer the question. That's all I need you to do. You talked about this massage with the assistant. Why didn't you correct her? Let's say that all of this bullshit and minutia and round robin's been that you trying to take me about, well, she's the one that asked me to get about the massage and all that and third. Okay, how did you handle it? Why didn't you immediately get rid of her? Why didn't you tell me about it? And if he don't give the right responses, sis, make a decision. That's what I want all these women to do. Just make a fucking decision. Like, you sitting around here complaining about this shit that these men do, yet you continue to allow them to pussy pop on a handstand of bullshit and make you look dumb. Because, Drew, you look stupid. You look like somebody that's just ready to tussle with any and everybody. And it's just crazy. You taking your aggression out on Shay, you being messy, you doing all this, that, and the third, but you really need to take that out on your husband and let him know that he's full of shit. And that's that on that. I love how Kenya brought up the fact that, you know, he's basically a gaslighter like Mark. Like, I think she sees Mark and Ralph and she's trying to help Drew to let her know, listen, this ain't what you want, sis. You don't want to go down wrong road like Portia. Wrong road, okay? You don't want to do that. Like, all of this stuff with Ralph is just very highly unnecessary. Like, he's a chronic gaslighter and bullshitter, and it's either you want to shit or get off the pot. Nobody's saying divorce your husband and all this, that, and the third, but you do need to figure out how to have some better communication and make him respect you. And if he doesn't ever want to respect you, then you got to make some tough decisions. Jessica with a K says, Ralph is the actual worst. I see no redeemable qualities. Says, I don't see none either. He's an asshole. He is a chronic asshole. And that's all I got to say about that. So I'm interested to see in this next episode if he makes himself look even worse. I want Kandi to get off her high horse, support your freaking husband, and stop being a bitch. Like, girl, just stop. Let him have fun with his friends. His life can't revolve around you. Knock it the fuck off, Kandi. Like, I love you, girl, but you're wrong. It's two left shoes, okay? All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this cockamamie bullshit too. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.